So in this video, we shall be learning varying incomes. Varying incomes. What is varying incomes? It is a system whereby you have more than one interest in a property. You have different interests, different people that has interest in a particular property. For instance, you will see that there's a property that has a freeholder, a leaseholder, a sub-leaseholder, a sub-sub-leaseholder, and the rest of it. All right. What do I mean again? Let me say there's a three-bedroom bungalow that there's a landlord. The landlord now gives the property to someone, and that person now gives the property to another person. That is what, in a nutshell, a varying interest means. It's a system whereby there are different or more than one interest that is subsisting in a property. So let us look at this example here. He said Ade owns a three-bedroom bungalow which he let to Chioma. Okay, Ade is the freeholder. He now let his three-bedroom bungalow to Chioma for 8 years at a rent of 400,000 per annum. Chioma let the premises to Hawa for a period of 5 years at a rent of 550,000 per annum. Okay, then they say full rental value of similar property is 670,000. Freehold interest at 5%, sinking fund 2.5. Determine the value of all the interest existing in the premises. All right. So now I would advise you that the first thing you do is the analysis, like I say. Now, in varying incomes, there is this strategy I want to give you. I'm going to show us so that you'll be easy, you will not confuse when doing your calculation. Now, this is it. Now, follow me very gently. Now, you write the three people that are subsisting here is who? One, Ade. Two is who? Chioma. And three is Hawa. All right. Now, Ade is who? Is the freeholder. Chioma is who? Leaseholder. And Hawa is what? The sub-leaseholder. All right. Now, how many interest rates? Say freehold interest. That the freeholder's interest is at 5%. So leasehold is what? 6%. Sub-leasehold is what? 7%. It increases. All right. Then you say how many years? This is 8 years, and it gives to who? Choma. Choma now gives to how many? 5 years. Here now you write your 5 years. That is the rule, the strategy I want to show us today. All right. Now, after doing this, let's get to the business of the day. Now, solution. Ade's interest. Ade's interest, see the rent is how much? See what? To which he let Choma at the rent, he receives how much? 400,000. All right. Then you do YP single rate of 8 years at how many percent? At 5%. 8 years at 5%, which is 6.46321. Okay, now multiply the two of them, you have 400,000 times 6.46321. You have 2585284. All right. Now this is our term. Don't forget, this is our term. And now our reversion says you're going to use your full rental value is how much? 670,000. Then YP in PAP at how many percent? At 5%. Then you come and PV it. PV, how many years? 8 years at 5%. So when you write, you get YP in PAP at 5%, what you get, then PV 8 years at 5%, or you will just go direct and say YP 5%, YP in perpetuity 5%, deferred 8 years. You're gonna get 13.53679. Right? When you multiply the two of them, you're going to get 9069649. All right. Now you add these two together, and you're going to have 1165493. This is a day's interest. All right. So the next person we are going to go to now is whose interest? Chioma's interest. All right. So let's solve for Chioma's interest now. Right now, this is Chioma interest. And now Chioma, they say the rent she received from Hawaii is how much? 500,000. The rent she pays is how much? 400,000. Her profit rent is how much? 100,000. 550,000. She received 550,000. Sorry, 550,000. So minus 400,000 is 150,000, right? As profit rent. So don't forget this is our term. All right. So now you're gonna do YP. She's a leaseholder, so it's not going to be YP single rate, but instead it's going to be YP dual rate. YP 5 years at 6%, sinking fund 2.5%. Right, it doesn't have provision for tax in this question, but some other questions may have provision for tax. Okay, so which is equals to, when you use the valuation table, you get 3.99605. Multiply it, you're gonna have 5,99408. All right, now reversion. Your reversion. The full rental value is how much? 670,000. All right, rent paid is 400,000. You minus it, you're gonna have what? 270,000. This is our profit rent. Then you do YP 3 years. Are you getting me? YP 3 years, that is YP of the remainder years. YP 8 years. 8 minus 5 is 3. So 8 minus 5 is 3 years at 6%. All right, then you'll come and do PV. You divide PV 5 years at 6%. YP 3 years 6%, sinking fund 2.5 is, using your valuation table, is going to be 2.59648. PV 5 years at 6% is 0.747258. When you multiply the two of these, you are going to have 1.9402. Now multiply this again with this. You're going to have 523,854. You now add these two together. You now come and have 1123,262. This is Chioma's interest. Chioma's interest. Now the last interest here is who? Is Hawa's interest. Hawa interest. Hawa interest now, the only thing, you're not doing reversion in Hawa's interest. full rental value is what? 670,000. All right. Then rent paid, she pays 550,000. Then the profit rent is what? 120,000. YP 5 years at 7%, sinking fund 2.5 in your valuation table is 3.84251. You multiply it, you're gonna have 46101 4611012. That is hours interest. So the next, let us solve another example again to. So let's look at this other example. Say Basi is the owner of a premises. He's the freeholder. He let it to Chom Usman for a term of 12 years at a rent of 300,000 per annum. Usman sublets the premises to Bola for a term of 7 years at a rent of 400,000 naira per annum. Full rental value is 500,000, given that full freehold interest is 5%, sinking fund 2.5%. Determine the value of all the existing interests. Like I said earlier, the first thing you write the three people that are stated here. We have Basi, we have Usman, and we have Bola. All right. So now Basi is freeholder, Usman is leaseholder, Bola is sub leaseholder, and they say the interest is what? The freehold interest is 5%, leasehold will be higher, which is 6%, Bola 7%. You have to take note. Sometimes they will tell you that the sublease interest is, so check to know. Don't go and just rush and start solving that the interest is 5%, then the leasehold interest is 6, 7. Sometimes they will just say the subleasehold interest is 7%. So you know that you are going to reverse it. The leasehold will be 6, freehold will be 5. Sometimes they can just say the leasehold interest is 6%. You are going to know that if the leasehold is 6%, then the freehold will be 5, sublease will be 7. One less, one higher. Are you getting me? Now they come and say this is 12 years, this is 7 years, and this is 7 years, like I said in the previous example. Now, after we've done the other information is that the sinking fund is 2.5%, which is 2.5%. Then I think that is all. Full rental value is at 500,000. Then rent paid at various levels, there's 300 and 400, 300k and 400k. All right, so let us start. So the first person we're going to start is Basi's interests. All right, now Basi's interest is a freeholder in his term. Now the rent he receives is how much? 300,000. Then YP single rate, YP for 12 years at 5%. YP for 12 years at 5%. YP 12 years using a valuation table is 8.86325. You now multiply this to, you have 2658990. Now you have done your term, then your reversion. You have rent, full rental value is how much? 500,000. YP in per 5% deferred 12 years, which is equals to 11.136 675. When you multiply the two of these, you have 5568375. Now add these two together, you now have 58. Let's do the calculation now. 52658,990 plus 5568375. You have 82, right? 8227,365. This is basis interest. Basis interest. Now the next person we go for is Usman's interest. Usman's interest. Alright, so let us write Usman's interest. Alright, so now the rent Usman receives from Bola is 400,000. Okay, he pays 300,000. So his profit rent is 100,000. So YP for what? 7 years. As I told you earlier, he's a leaseholder, so his YP dual rate. YP 7 years, 6%, sinking fund 2.5%. Using your valuation table, you're going to get 5.194993. When you multiply the two of them, you're going to have 519,493 as your answer. And this is our term. So now our reversion, if in our reversion now, we're going to go full rental value, which is what? 500,000. Rent paid is how much? 300,000. So profit rent is 2. Profit rent is 200,000. Alright, so YP 5 years, YP the remainder years. Alright, YP of the remainder years, since YP of the remainder years, 7 minus 12 is 5. YP 5 years at 6%, sinking fund 2.5 is 3.99605. Then you come on PV 7 years at 6%. Alright, PV 7 years at 6%. You have 0.665057. I'm not approximating them here. When you multiply the two of these, you will now have 2.6576. Now multiply this and this 200,000 times 2.6576. You will now have what? 531520. Now add the two, the term and the reversion. What you now have will be 1051013. This is Usman's interest. Usman's interest. Alright, this is Usman's interest. Now the final person now is who? Bola. Okay, let us calculate Bola's interest. Alright, Bola's interest straight up full rental value is what? 500,000. 500,000. The rent she pay is how much? 400. Pays to Usman 400,000. Alright, profit rent is 100,000. Alright, so YP 7 years at 7%. sinking fund 2.5%, you have 4.93838. When you multiply the two of these, you're gonna have 4,93838. This is dollars interest. So, like I said earlier, varying interest or varying incomes is a situation whereby you have different interests existing in a particular property. The different interests, the leaseholder, the freeholder, the leaseholder, the sublease, the sub under lease, sub under lease, and so on and so forth. If this is what a varying interest is. So I hope you've got value from this video. If you have, please click on the subscribe button to get notification whenever we post any new video. Now, in our next content, we are going to be treating surrender and renewal. Surrender and renewal is similar with varying income. So, thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe to Investor Shared YouTube channel.